This video is brought to you by WeGotSoccer.com, offering all the latest soccer gear at everyday low prices. Don't forget to use coupon code SR4U at checkout for 10% off any order. Hey guys, Josh from SoccerReviewsForYou.com, bringing you guys an unboxing video of the brand new Adidas F50 adizero in synthetic. I'll show you guys the official name because the name is kind of confusing. They didn't actually change it. It says Adizero F50 TRX FG synthetic. So whether or not you want to call this the Adizero miCoach 2 or the Adizero 4, because this is the 4th edition of the Adizero, let me know in the comments. Also stay tuned to the end of the video because I will do an on-feet review of these shoes so you guys can get a better idea as to how these shoes actually fit. I kind of want to make the on-feet thing a little bit more standard in my unboxing videos. So like I said, leave some feedback, leave a like on the video if you do want to see more of those. As far as the insole is concerned, you do get the extra set of comfort insoles with the suede liner. Obviously the graphics is a little bit different on the top of the insole, but as far as the insole itself is concerned, it's exactly the same as what we had from the miCoach. So it's a slightly thicker insole, a little bit more foam on the bottom. Nice that they do include an extra set. Then obviously already included in the shoe is the standard lightweight insole, which again, nothing has changed apart from the actual graphic on the top. It's still that very thin, perforated, very lightweight insole. So I'll get the shoes out of the box here so you guys can see them. Get the box out of the way. And then of course here is the shoes. This is the brand new Adidas F50 adizero in synthetic, and I have to say the online photos that I saw didn't really impress me, but in person this is a very nice release from Adidas. They've really done a good job with subtly revamping the adizero. Obviously the sprint frame has stayed pretty much exactly the same to the last version of the miCoach adizero, but the upper is completely redesigned. The shape is much better. I've already tried them on and I have to say that I'm pretty impressed by this synthetic release from Adidas, and even just based on my first impressions, I can already tell you this is probably the best synthetic release that Adidas has ever had with the adizero line. The synthetic model has always had somewhat of a sloppy fit, and this one does really fit well. As far as some of the changes that have been made, obviously you still have the exact same single layer sprint skin synthetic. You can see it's very thin just from kind of that border here. It's super thin. There's no extra layers here. There's no extra padding to the upper whatsoever. Very thin. Still pretty much the exact same makeup. It's not overly soft from brand new, but once you break it in a little bit, it will soften up on you. As far as little details that you really can't see it online, you can see that there's this very subtle texturing on the upper. It's much more apparent when you see the shoe in person. If you check out the high quality images on my website, you'll get a better idea of what the texturing actually does look like. It's not grippy or anything like that, but it does add a little bit of, like I said, texture to the upper. So curious to see how it's actually going to perform on the ball. You guys can see it's kind of this interchanging pattern between a straight line and a kind of squiggly line. It's really unique and really, like I said, does look really sharp in person, especially when it is in the light. As far as other elements on the shoe are concerned, we have the sprint web ring returning from the last version of the adizero miCoach. You can see it is in clear, this clear film, and this is going to allow for not only a little bit better durability as far as the bond between the upper and the sole plate, but it's also going to allow for lots of lateral stiffness when pushing off on the shoe. That's what the sprint web is designed to do. I can actually show you the redesigned sprint web because this is the first adizero to feature a slightly different pattern on the sprint web. A lot of people kind of have this misconception that the sprint web is somewhat like a flywire thing like Nike uses. It's not actually that. It's basically a support for the upper itself. Because the upper is so thin, it requires a little bit of extra support so it doesn't stretch when you're pushing off side to side, and that's what sprint web is basically designed to do. It's just a second layer there, so when you are pushing off side to side, the upper is not going to stretch. You can see you have kind of this web-like pattern on the inside and outside of the midfoot area, and then in the forefoot and toe box area you can see that there's actually a full solid layer all the way around. And again, this is just to provide some little bit of lateral stiffness to the actual upper itself, so when you're pushing off side to side, it's not going to overstretch and potentially rip on you, and that's exactly what it is designed to do. As far as other changes to the shoe are concerned, you do have a slightly lower cut in the ankle area, which I think fits a little bit better, and then it's going to be hard to show on camera here, but the actual physical heel liner itself is a little bit different. It's lined all the way around instead of having these stitched areas that could potentially lead to blistering. So nice that Adidas has taken that into consideration and just kind of made the heel liner all one piece, so you're not going to have any issues with rubbing. There also seems to be a little bit more padding in the heel area itself. So curious to try that out and see how comfortable these shoes are from right out of the box. Other than that, you still have the same offset lacing system, and like I said, the overall shape of the shoe seems to be much better. Just from trying them on for a couple of seconds, it fits much more streamlined, which you'll see in the on feet thing, and it just overall has a much more high quality fit than the previous versions of the synthetic adizero. As far as the sole plate and stud pattern is concerned, you still have that one-piece sprint frame sole plate with the heel counter included in that one piece. It's the hard edges, the exact same sprint frame that you saw on the Adizero miCoach. Of course, you get the triangular studs. I'm not going to go over it. And then, of course, you do have the miCoach slot as well. If you guys have heard me talk about an Adizero before, you know exactly what I'm going to say. It works well given that you're on a slightly softer ground. Just keep in mind there are not all that many studs. So if you're going to be playing on harder ground, especially artificial grass, this is probably not a stud pattern that you want to take a look at. Other than that, guys, that's pretty much it for the unboxing portion. And we'll go on to the on-feet review. Alright, as you guys can see, I have the new Adizeros on feet here, and they fit relatively well, much better than any of the previous versions of the synthetic Adizero. You can see that there's a much smaller toe box, a much lower toe box, and there's pretty much zero space around my foot. It really does fit well, fits nice and tightly, and looks like it's actually the shape of your foot, which is really important with thin synthetics. I would definitely compare the fit more along the lines to a Nike Mercurial Vapor 8 now. It's a much narrower fit as well. So if you were a wider footed player in the previous versions of the Adizero, this one's definitely not as wide. You can see that I have about a regular to narrow width foot, and the laces are definitely pulled pretty tightly here, and I don't have all that much extra room as far as width is concerned. So don't look at the synthetic Adizero if you are going to be a wider footed player. Other than that, as far as creasing on the upper is concerned, it creases a little bit for a thin synthetic, but honestly not too much. I would say it's above average in terms of the amount that it actually does crease, meaning that most synthetics will actually crease more than this actual shoe does, but that's not really a big thing, just something that you can see when they are on feet. As far as the fit around the ankle is concerned, they fit really nicely, and the shoe overall has a really streamlined design. I'm a big fan of the aesthetics on this shoe. It really does look sharp in person, especially in this yellow and black colorway. Really does look good. Other than that, guys, that's pretty much it for the on-feet portion. Like I said, if you like this on-feet thing, go ahead and leave a like on the video, or just let me know in the comments that you want to see this more often, and I'll probably include these on most of the unboxing videos that I show on my channel. So other than that, guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you would like more information on the synthetic Adizero, there will be a link in the description to the review page on my website, where a full written review will go up in the next couple of weeks. As well, you're also going to find the high quality pictures, as well as buy it now links, including the best prices online, as well as some exclusive SR4U coupon codes to get you guys some additional discounts if you are interested in purchasing a pair of these shoes. Other than that, guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. Like I said, if you could leave a like, it would be greatly appreciated. And as always, thanks for watching.